Hey, what's up? I'm Guy.
I'm John.
It's our YouTube channel. Glad you're here. Subscribe to it and give this video a like.
Yep. Check out the other content we got on the page.
And the podcast down in the description below. John Trey Lance at Radio Row, Rich Eisen show. He went on with Rich, got grilled. He said he's got to compete for the job. Go watch the interview. Trey came off pretty good. What'd you think of Trey Lance today?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's news that not that it wasn't, assumed that it's Purdy's job when healthy, but he admitted like he's no longer the starter. I mean, he started the season as the starting quarterback. They pivoted when the season started, and that's now over for him. And he's admitting that I have to compete for the job. And he came across as very impressive, very classy. And honestly, the most impressive thing he said was that, I think he became fulfilled. Like it's easy to get in a rut, right? When you have a major injury and you're just out of the loop. When he got back in the mix of helping Brock Purdy out.
Yeah.
Honestly, he said that with Jimmy Garoppolo playing, I didn't really need to do anything. Right. But when Brock became the starter, he gained a role. And as you said, that Tim Ryan, the Niners, radio analyst, had mentioned that. And it's pretty clear. Like, and he also, as the kids say, gave him his flowers. Like the dude balled out. Like I think they got a pretty good relationship. It sure seems like, doesn't it?
I'd be stunned if he had said something other than, hey, Brock Purdy's a baller, which is what he said. But you're right. Like if you were trying to read between the lines, it felt authentic, or as authentic as it could be when you're in a competition. It really mattered to Trey. He said he went to Kyle and said, how can I help? This is the way, what I took out of that interview. One of the things I took out of it was there would have been nothing better for Trey Lance to have played and looked good. But given the circumstances that he was dealing with, he was hurt. I think he had to have come out of the season. It seems like he maximized the bad hand he was given. And I bet he earned some, just as Brock Purdy earned credit in that locker room when he played, as Brock Purdy earned credit in the locker room when he came back to hand the ball off hurt in the NFC Championship game, or the tatters of what was left of the NFC Championship game. I think Trey probably earned some equity. And, he said, I hope Brian Griese and Bobby Slowick are back. I think he says that because he feels like he's got a little bit of a home. And he doesn't turn 23 years old for like 3 more months. He's younger than Brock. I think everybody that watched it thinks Brock Purdy's the starting quarterback of the 49ers if and when healthy. But this is, you watch him and it's a reminder because he's been kind of out of sight, out of mind. And it's a reminder of all the qualities the 49ers liked about him when they drafted him. One was they think he's a high-level guy. And there's not much else he can be at this point because he's not on a football field. But, the day after the Niners lost, and it was clear Brock was going to get a bunch of evaluations for his elbow. And he said in his post-season locker room interview, this is a chance for me to put my money where my mouth is. Like I say, I'm all these things and I can handle situations. Like this is an opportunity for me to do it. That was Brock. I think we could probably say the same about Trey. Like Trey was dealt a bad hand this year, and dealing with adversity is life. And it's definitely quarterbacking. And it's watching him talk, I felt like that's a guy who's handled adversity pretty well this year. He didn't seem like he was beaten down by it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, character gets revealed in the toughest times. And that's why, the draft, it's talked so much about. And I think from a character standpoint, you just watch the way he conducted himself. Honestly, just in that interview with Rich Eisen, it was really impressive. So we had heard about it coming in. I think now it's been revealed in tough times that is not the issue. I mean, the main issue is going to be there have been a lot of bad character guys that have succeeded in the NFL and a lot of high character guys who fail. Like it comes down to now playing, right? You either can like hit the fairway or you can't. Like he can either make the passes and run the offense and improve, or he's got some fundamental flaws, accuracy, arm release, that is just going to be that is the question now. It's just comfort. Football. Yeah, exactly. Returning from the injury, it's purely football. Because now
protecting his thyself from Kyle Shanahan's offense.
All quarterbacks, all players, but definitely the running element to his game. Like, is that not really going to be an element? It's who knows, because it doesn't matter in OTAs or training camp. It's going to matter in the games. And I don't know if Brock Purdy's healthy that he can win the job, and that will just continue to. I would say, he was the number 3 overall pick. It's just
Yeah.
You see what's happening like with Zach Wilson in the New York Jets. Like it can get ugly fast. It just doesn't feel like that's happening here at all.
And it seems like he's taking a glass half full approach. And you can see it from his perspective. We've talked for months about how, all the things that are stacked against Trey. But what he has in his favor is he plays on a team where the other quarterback is hurt. When he has in his favor in terms of like trying to be the starter again, he is young. He's extremely young. He's on a talented team. He is on a talented offense. And, history tells us that Trey Lance will get another shot to be the starting quarterback for the 49ers. I like the odds are that if he puts his head down, works his ass off, he's going to get another shot.
I would say starting quarterback, he'll get a chance to play.
He'll get a chance to play. Yeah. I don't think we've got.
I mean, he may end up. He may be the starting that week, but I don't know if he'll just be the starting quarterback. Like that's. I guess I'm not as confident on that.
I'm very. I think a lot of us think that Brock Purdy's got the potential for a very bright future, but there's still a lot of Brock Purdy's story that has to be written. And while he may be the starter when healthy, he hasn't gotten that starter contract extension yet, and we're a long ways away from that.
Yeah. You got a couple guys that are 22, 23 years old that the story is it's a fluid story.
It's a very fluid story. And the one thing we know about the Niners, there's like 12 books this is not like a one book and done author of the story. And there's twists and turns and demons and werewolves, and it gets weird.